Now, if there's one thing that I know is that a lot of watch guys are car guys, and a lot of watch guys are also whiskey and scotch guys. So I am bringing you this. This is something that I found at Costco, which I think is probably one of the best, cheapest gifts for your watch, whiskey, and scotch lover. Let's hop into it. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Chase, and this is All Things Random, mostly watch reviews with some random stuff sprinkled in between. When I was going through Costco, first, I will admit, I did see this, the whiskey tour around the world, on Instagram. And I, of course, rushed over to Costco and spent $160 to get 24 different whiskey distillery samples. Now, each sample in this we're going to go through. I'm not going to go super detailed, but we are going to do kind of an unboxing, I guess. This thing has been sitting back here for quite some time because I've been waiting to do a review. We're right around the holidays, and why not pick this up for someone who, of course, loves whiskey, scotch, watches, right? It's all encompassing in this, but I'm excited to go through this because 24 different distilleries from around the world. Now, a lot of people think $160 is expensive, and it is, but think about that as 24 glasses of whiskey, of sometimes very high quality whiskey, which could come at $10 to $20 a piece out there at the bar. Sometimes even a good high quality glass of whiskey, something from maybe Scotland or Japan or England, could actually be like $30 a glass. So you're actually saving quite a bit of money, and it really does excite me, someone who loves whiskeys and scotches, to try something different, because I always love to try different whiskeys, different scotches, but it's always like, okay, I gotta buy a fifth of this $150 whiskey, and I may not even like it. Where this kind of allows you to kind of hone those senses, and if you do like something, you can actually get a bottle of it. So we're going to do this kind of differently. I've shot a bunch of stuff already, but we're going to go ahead and do kind of an unboxing and an overall presentation of what comes in this. So we'll start with the main box. Now, the way this works is it's kind of set up, okay, I'm super excited about this, and I know I'm kind of geeking out. Okay, so it's kind of set up like a bookcase, and each one, two, three, four, in these four are 6 different samples of whiskey, and then this is the actual presentation book. It gives you the details of the distilleries that the whiskeys came from, and it also gives you 2 glasses. So let's start there. Okay, so inside you see the distillery journal. In the front has all the details about all the whiskeys that are in this sample pack, and then in the back you have a journal, which I will never write in, about maybe your thoughts and feelings about how you feel about each one. I'm just not a journaler. It's just not my thing. But it does tell you the distilleries that everything came from, and it does tell you sort of the notes in each whiskey, which I found quite nice. Also, one of the things that I also find quite nice is the glasses that come in the package. The glasses are very nice, very well done. It does have an emblem on the front, the Whiskey Tour around the world, WTOTW, with their anchor emblem. I think this is cool. Again, a wonderful gift for a whiskey lover, but let's talk about the whiskeys, because that's really the most important thing in this entire gift set. So the first one, we'll move this one off to the side. The first one is going to be the Triumph book. So let's go ahead and pull that out and get into the whiskeys. Now inside the first, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the first book and just go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to start with the Triumph first. We're going to start with the Adventure, the Exploration, then the Anticipation. It may go the opposite way. I really don't care. This is the way I'm going to do it, because I'm going to test the first whiskey today in this video. So the first one is going to be the Green River Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. The next one is the Triple Sherry Cast. The next one after that is going to be a Highland Rye 1794, single grain Scotch whiskey. Then it looks like we have an Italian malt whiskey. Then a whiskey from Lark. That is a single malt as well. Then a Azaki Finest Blended Whiskey. That, of course, is going to be Japanese. So let's start with the first one, and that is going to be the Green River Kentucky Straight Bourbon. Now, so you have an idea of what you get in each one. Each one of these single bottles gives you essentially a single glass of whiskey. So it's not like a little taste. You actually get a full serving of the whiskey. So you can actually taste the flavors. You can smell the notes. You can get an idea of kind of what you like. I guess that's what the journal is for, right? If you like the whiskey, write down whether or not you like it, what you like about it. I'm not a journaler. I'm going to go through this, and what I'll end up doing is the ones that I like, I'll probably just like save the bottles to say, hey, I want a full bottle of this. It's going to take me a while to go through this because I'm not going to drink the entire whiskey tour in a night. It's what I plan on doing is doing one every week. I may not do a review on one every week. That's what I'm going to do in my personal life. So you understand, one of these bottles gives you a full glass of whiskey. Okay, that's actually pretty smooth, really. I love Kentucky Straight Bourbon. It's pretty straightforward. If you are a novice whiskey drinker, someone who only drinks normal whiskey, this kind of reminds me of like a Knob Creek. Like something that's not super expensive, but also something that's not super cheap. So I'm going to be drinking this as we go through this. So the next book in this is going to be The Adventure. Now, inside The Adventure, we have 6 more whiskeys. So what whiskeys do we have? Well, the first one is going to be a Fielden whiskey from England. That's going to be a rye whiskey. The next one is going to be a whiskey from Mexico, Abasolo. Now, I'm not, as I pronounce these, I don't want you to leave some hate comments down below and be like, look, Chase, you're retarded. And I'm like, yeah, I know I am. And I'm also drinking whiskey. So you know that as I go through this, as I'm drinking the whiskey, the names are going to get worse. So give me a little bit of grace on this. Anyway, the next one is going to be a small batch Helsinki whiskey. That is going to be a rye malt. The next one after that is going to be a Breckenridge bourbon. The next one after that is a M&H Classic, then an Amarok, single malt classic, 3 years. Now, the Amarok 3-year classic, actually, this is more, even though this is a whiskey blend, it's a single malt, you can tell that it's a lighter color, which actually kind of intrigues me because lighter colors are normally like scotches, like blended scotch, and it's not as dark. Sometimes when you look at the sherry casts, right, they're not going to be as dark because what that is it's like whiskey aged in like a wine barrel as opposed to like a charred barrel like you'd see Kentucky Straight Bourbon. Really interested in, you know what, maybe I will do the journal. I'm really not sure at this point. Now let's get into the exploration. So let's put this off to the side and get into the next one. Exploration. In the green book, we have 6 more beautiful whiskeys. The first one is going to be a Canadian single malt peated whiskey. The next one after that is a Cotswolds single malt whiskey. The next one is going to be, looks like Scandinavian because it has it's a Swedish single malt whiskey with that sweet, beautiful, just a beautiful Swedish name. The next one is going to be a single malt Indian whiskey. It looks like Indri, an Indri single malt Indian whiskey, triple cast. The next one after that looks like it's going to be a product of Austria, which Arnold Schwarzenegger has probably drinking. After that is going to be a single malt whiskey from New Zealand. What I love about whiskeys and scotches and single malts from around the world, and just things from around the world, is the fact that cultures tend to do things so differently that it allows like a grain alcohol to have so many different flavors and so many different kind of notes and hints, its own unique flavors that is indicative to that place in the world. Like a Kentucky bourbon. To be a bourbon, it has to be made in a specific place, in a specific way, and most bourbons taste the same. It's probably similar in other areas of the world, right? If you're going to say this is, well, like scotch, a single malt scotch has to be made a specific way in a specific area to be called a single malt scotch. So I'm really excited about this. So the last one, the anticipation, which, as in the name, I am anticipating maybe some better whiskeys. We shall see. Now inside you have 6 of the last ones. Now you have a black whiskey. This one is going to be aged in American oak barrels. This is a product of Peru. The next one is a single malt Scotch whiskey. Then you have one, it looks like from Germany, a tri-cast single malt German whiskey. That one is going to be Beverbach. Then you have a Danish whiskey down at the bottom. That is also a rye. You have a product of Ireland, a single estate, single malt Irish whiskey, triple distilled. Then the last one is an Archie Rose Distilling Company, product of Sydney, Australia, single malt whiskey. Now, I've been tempted to do some research and find out how much a single bottle of each one of these are. But I know that when I look at how much whiskey you're actually getting, even if it's like the cheapest whiskey from around the world, it's still a pretty good deal. $160. You have this beautiful presentation box that can set in your library or your whiskey lounge, right? Your sitting room where you like to smoke cigars, and I just love cigars. And that's another thing. Watch guys are oftentimes car guys, whiskey guys, and cigar guys, which is hilarious because I love all of those. Anyway, so what do you guys think about this? Do you think it's worth spending $160 to try 24 different whiskeys from around the world? Do you think that watch lovers are also whiskey lovers or cigar lovers or car lovers? Now, I was going to do a video this summer, but then things got away from me. I will do it next summer whenever I can pull my 2022 Dodge Challenger out of storage, because this is Alaska and nobody's going to drive a 500 horsepower car in the snow. That would be silly. But I wanted to do a video on how watch guys are also car guys, because if you watch other channels like Federico talks watches, he loves cars also. Every watch guy, David Schwartz, right? David Schwartz watches. He loves cars too. Every watch guy I know loves cars. It's like engraved in your DNA. So that video will come in the summer. Anyway, I have a lot of videos coming out in the future. I wanted to do this video because I was super excited myself. Might as well bring it to you guys. And if you're thinking about going to Costco and getting one of these, right, whiskey tours from around the world, you will not be disappointed. And I say that because you have beautiful presentation glasses that you can try everything from. The setup is amazing. I mean, this thing it's got beautiful engravings along the side. Everything looks like it's from a library, right? So it's got that classiness to it. And I don't think you can beat the price from Costco. Yes, if you're not a member of Costco, it's not expensive. It's like $50 a year. It's $50 a year to go to Costco. Come on, guys. You're willing to spend $50 on a watch, spend $50 on a Costco membership, and save yourself some money. Seriously. I've been looking at these things online on Amazon. If you look at this exact one on Amazon, it's like $400 to have someone go buy it for you from Costco and then ship it to you, which is insane. Just go get a Costco membership and get it yourself. and get it as a gift for one of your whiskey, watch, cigar, car lovers in your life. Anyway, I'm Chase. This is All Things Random. I got a lot of videos coming out in the future. If you're here and you've enjoyed this so far, thank you for sticking around. Hit the subscribe button. It's free. It really does help the channel. It allows me to do more videos, and hit that notification bell because I got a lot of videos coming out in the future. I'll see you guys in the next one.